What is going on, guys? My name is Ahmed. This is RPM Auto Spa. We specialize in paint correction and ceramic coating here in beautiful Nutley, New Jersey. We have gorgeous GLS coming in for a full paint polish and a ceramic coating. We're going to be ceramic coating the wheels, the glass, the trim, and of course the paint. But I want to start off how to use wheel acid on your wheels. Now, it may be something that a lot of you guys have used before. Maybe you're nervous about, maybe you don't know how to use it exactly and you're scared you're going to damage your wheels. Well, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to use wheel acid on your wheels safely without damaging them, and showing you just how amazing a product can be and how easily you could wash your wheels and clean your wheels rather in a very quick time. So let's get it. All right, so wheel bucket, the tools that we use, but the tools that I highly recommend you get are really only two. You want a brush for the tire face and the wheel face, and you want something that can get into the wheel barrels. Now, when it comes to doing, or rather when it comes to using acid on wheels, it is insanely important, like imperatively important, that the wheel is cool to the touch. A customer drove up here about an hour from North Brunswick to Nutley. I know for a fact that when he was driving, the wheels, the brakes, everything is going to get hot. The car's been sitting for about an hour, but regardless, you still want to rinse it, and rinse it thoroughly, and touch it by hand, touch the caliper, touch the wheel, make sure that it's cool to the touch. If it's not and you're using acid, you will damage the wheel, it will stain the wheel, so you want to be careful of that. All right, let's start a thorough rinse before we apply any chemicals. Now, what I like to do, I also like to rinse right into the brakes. So I want the water to go between the caliper and the pad, because it's just going to push out a lot of the dirt that's built up. Quick test. Yeah, these wheels were already cool to the touch before. So the two products, we're going to use our wheel acid, and we're going to use an all-purpose cleaner. All-purpose cleaner, diluted properly for the tire, and then your acid right on the metal of the wheel. Do you have to go as crazy as I'm going? No. But I am going to ceramic coat these wheels, so I want this to be as absolutely clean as humanly possible. The beauty of this acid that we use is it is dilutable like hell. So you can go crazy 1 to 100 and it'll still do its thing. Now, if these wheels are already ceramic coated and if they're already protected, 9 times out of 10, if the brake dust isn't that bad, you can use the wheel acid, spray it on, rinse it off, and it'll be more than enough. You don't have to agitate. In this case, because we do, like I said, we do want to ceramic coat these wheels after the fact. So we are going to agitate and get as much of the dirt off as possible. Now, Audi, BMW, Volkswagen, Mercedes, they have this ridge right here in between the spoke and the barrel. So you want to make sure you are getting into that and not spraying all the dirt on your face, paws. But you want to make sure you get all up in there and behind the spokes. It is not quality if you're only doing the surface. You want to get behind the spokes, and then when we're done with this process, if the wheels are clean enough, we're good. If not, I am going to follow it up with a towel. It's called the Green Monster by Klin Korea. It is a phenomenal working towel that is safe on all finishes. You can use it on paint, on the wheels. Mostly I use it on wheels. And this is the thing, when it comes to acid, if you notice it's already starting to dry, I don't want it to dry, no matter what. So just a little bit of water, reactivate everything, make sure it doesn't dry up on us. I am going much slower now to walk you guys through the steps that we do. I want to educate you guys. I want to show you guys how to do things the proper way and to not get caught up with the hype and the BS of social media. All right, I'm gonna give it one quick spray of all-purpose before I rinse. Just helps break up whatever we didn't get. And this is the thing, I'm not gonna use this. Like, there are other cars that we will use the wheel brush to get under the wheel well. The reason I don't do it on certain cars, especially this Mercedes, is this is all paint. This is paint as well. So when I can clay this and clean up the dirt that's under here, I don't need to scrub it and then damage the paint. All right, let's rinse this off and see what we got. Are we happy with the results? Kind of, sort of, but not that much. So I'm gonna take my little brush. Actually, I'm not gonna use acid. It's a bit too harsh. I'm gonna go with a more aggressive brush, spray on some all-purpose, and just get into the lugs and as well as this caliper. Just agitate this a bit. No, the plastic on the brush is not damaging anything. I'm not being super aggressive, but the bristles on this are a little bit harder, so just let's go over this real quick. Why not? And try to get in between these spokes as well. Try to keep these looking good. All right, and that should do it. And then I like to flood the face. So whatever might be stuck on there comes right off. And let's zoom out. Looking good, huh? Wheel acid is your friend. Don't trust the internet, trust me. All right, wheels are done. Gonna do a quick engine rinse. So we're not gonna go crazy with the engine here. It's pretty straightforward. Just get our all-purpose cleaner. And all we want to do is get this thing presentable for the client. But check this out. See all that dirt? Well, no one's gonna notice that. He won't notice that, but we do. So we want to get everything. All right, a little bit of APC, a little bit of agitate, a little bit of brushy here and there. All right, let's agitate. Cool beans, bro. And now we rinse. I just ran out of soap. All right, so foam is down. Do a quick contact wash. So we like to use microfiber towels. We don't use wash mitts. I hate wash mitts. Wash mitts get super dirty. Wash mitts can damage the car. A microfiber towel has 8 sides and I don't have to worry about cross-contamination or anything like that. All I'm doing is using the towel, washing the car. Now, once we're done with the wash, we're gonna bring the vehicle inside and we're gonna start our clay bar process. Clay bar is imperative before you start polishing. The clay is going to remove any of the stuck-on contaminants that the standard wash will not remove. If you skip this step and go straight into polishing, not only are you gonna be polishing some hard contaminants that may be stuck on the paint, that can potentially be grabbed by the pad and then start damaging your paint as it's spinning, or when you're done polishing, the paint is not gonna be as smooth as you want it to be, and then when you install the ceramic, your ceramic is not gonna be smooth, it's not gonna perform as well because it doesn't have a good bond. So you always wanna make sure you do a contact wash, clay bar, and then start your polishing process. Now, when we wash, we're always going in straight lines. We don't go in circles. Circles are gonna cause more scratches and marring. We wanna avoid that, obviously, because if we can avoid that, then it'll be less work we have to do when we bring the car inside. All right, got the vehicle in the bay. Now there are insanely light swirls that are on here. They should all come out with a polish. Now this is the thing, right? Silver cars, white cars, light gray cars, unless you're putting the light at the perfect angle that you are going to be able to see the swirls on this paint, it is very, very, very difficult to actually pick them up, be it on camera or even in person. I do see them. There are swirls on here. There are some that are kind of heavy, usually right there by the door, but 9 times out of 10, they're almost impossible to pick up. Now, the client is familiar with a polish. We did discuss doing a paint correction. He does not want to pay for a paint correction. I don't see the value in a paint correction, so we're gonna do a one-step polish. One-step polish is gonna do 2 things. One, it will exfoliate the paint. It will take away a layer of oxidation that the paint already has. The second thing it's going to do, it will reduce and remove some of the swirls that are on the paint. We're talking about 50 to 70% of the swirls and the imperfections will come off. In this case, we're not chasing swirls and imperfections. We are not chasing orange peel. We want to give the ceramic coating the best bond possible in order for it to last as long as possible. So once we're done with the polishing process, like I said, the oxidation is going to be removed. Most of the swirls and imperfections will be removed, and it will give the clear coat will be as clean as possible to give it the best bond with the ceramic coating. So we're going to start with our clay bar process. We're going to be using synthetic clay bar. Where is it? Right here. Using a synthetic clay. This synthetic clay will be more than enough to get the contaminants off of the paint before we start our polishing process. All right, installation process going down. Now, the moment this thing is installed, you're gonna see it's already starting to rainbow. Now, what this is telling me, what this is telling us, is the bond of the ceramic coating has already formed onto the clear coat, and that is the telltale sign it's time to wipe it off. Now, I know the product, I've worked with the product for a long time, so once it's on there, we realistically have about 2 to 3 minutes before we need to wipe it off, before it starts to harden, and then it is extremely hard to wipe off. And if you leave it for longer than that, then you got to polish it out. So very straightforward. We are going to take our leveling towel and we're just going to gently wipe it off. Now, this is acting like an oil. It is not acting like a liquid. So because it's acting like an oil, we need to treat it as such. So we're smudging it and smearing it across. And then what we're going to have to do is flip the towel and use every side of the towel to ensure that we're getting all of this off. So this is just our initial level. And then we're going to come back around and use the other 3 sides of this towel to make sure that this thing is fully removed and ready to go. Hello. All right, so maybe we got off to a bad start because I keep getting super distracted throughout the day, and it makes it almost impossible to make content for you guys, and it's really annoying, and I really don't know how to edit videos like that, and I'm trying, but excuse me, nonetheless, here we are back at it again. So we already finished ceramic coating this car, so I'll tell you the steps. I'll do a little B-roll so you can see the products that we used. But we cut the paint with an orange Griot's pad. We used a yellow finishing pad with 3D all-in-one on both of them. This paint, like I said, looks phenomenal. It did not need a 2-step correction, but it did have a lot of oxidation. It did have a lot of water spotting, and we finished it, but I had 3 estimates, friends, prior clients asking me for information about products that they bought and how to use them. It was a very eventful day. So we are here now. It's time to install the tire shine. We're going to install the tire shine prior to installing the ceramic coating on the wheel. I don't want the tire shine to mess with the wheel coating after I install the wheel coating, and then I put the tire shine on, and then it gets all over the coating and the wheel, and then it smudges. I don't want that. So instead, we're going to put the tire shine on first, and then we're going to install the coating. So, Carbon Collective Sateen. Exquisite. I like this stuff more than I like some people. All right, look at that. Installs white, and then it is a satin finish, and it smells super good. But it's just the way that it looks when it is done. It looks really good. And I like this stuff. I like it a lot. Ugh. These wheels, this car is freaking huge, man. This thing took forever. I'm extremely tired. We got an Accord coming in tomorrow. So there's that. Coming in for a polish and a ceramic. But this stuff here is good. What I noticed is to really get the best finish, after you're done installing it, pardon-moi, after you're done installing it, you do want to wipe it down. I just want to get the lip of the wheel first. Just get the excess off of the wheel. And now I just want to get, there's a throwaway rag. I'm not going to use this ever again. I just want to wipe this excess off. Look at that. I love the way this looks. I-L-O-V-E, the way this looks. Everybody has their favorites. This is mine. I don't want to say we exclusively use Carbon Collective products. I would be lying if I did. Yeah, Carbon Collective sateen. Okay. What a beautiful machine. So there was a lot of etching in the headlights, just chemical etching and whatnot. But we used a little bit of acid, the same wheel acid, on the headlights, and we were able to get them out. It looks absolutely phenomenal. Carbon Collective sateen on the rubber. Carbon Collective platinum wheels. The Carbon Collective molecule 5-year ceramic coating on the paint. Carbon Collective platinum glass on all the glass. The trim is also coated. Did the whole interior. It's all ceramic coated and protected. UV. That glass looking perfect, minus that bug. Oh, that's not a bug, it's an airplane. Silly me. But everything is looking absolutely pristine, the way it is expected to be. You own a nice car, you own any car, it is an investment, because without that car, you're not getting to work. Without that car, your kids aren't going to school. Without that car, you're probably not making money. So if you see the car as just a tool, you are right. It is a tool to get you from A to B. But, sorry for the sweat, it's like 83 degrees in September. But at the end of the day, your car is an investment. And if you take care of it, we would like to think that it will take care of you, right? Mechanically, can't really know, but cosmetically, yeah, man. Looking absolutely phenomenal. B-roll, boys. Catch you on the next one.